Hello, internets. Welcome to the game of the game. How is everybody doing today? Yes, we are doing good. Yes, good.
You have to talk a little louder with the fan going.
I just will turn the fan off then. 'Cause I don't want to talk loud, because that could wake certain creatures.
Yeah.
Yes, hello everybody. Hi, hello, yes, hello. Hello, how are you? So, if you're a little confused or lost, don't worry, you're not alone. If you want to catch Miri's previous adventures, go head on over to our YouTube channel, where we have tons of cool stuff.
I believe that is linked in our stuff. Yes, in our we have links.
It's probably linked somewhere. Who knows?
To summarize, can we do like a 1-minute summary?
All right, so Hot Warrior later wakes up underground. She's got blood in her body, not like blood in her body, but like blood in her stomach.
Had blood in
She ingested a stomach alchemical concoction, and then she took her big sword and she walked through this crypt and she killed a bunch of skeletons, and she found out that they were making meat pies that were
Sweeney Todd style.
Sweeney Todd meat pies that were possibly turning people into zombie skeletal undead dudes. And she found a necromancer and she shot him, and then that necromancer peed his pants and he ran away.
He sure did.
And then she tried to save some spiders, and the spiders were like...
They were not very bright.
The spiders were not super bright, and she may have burnt down a crypt, and then she found her way out. She found a horse, and...
She doesn't know how to ride it, though.
She looked outside, and there was some blood in the grass, and she was like...
I'm gonna get him.
I'm gonna get them.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow those... I'm gonna follow those there...
Follow the scent of urine into the air.
Follow the scent of urine and blood, Miri, and you shall find your quarry.
Said narrator.
Said the narrator.
I am the narrator. So she's been tromping through the woods with a horse that she can't ride, who's just walking beside her, I'm guessing.
Yep, the horse is just like... Let's go.
And, what have they come upon here?
Well, for a little while, because I can't just, like, be like, okay, you're in a town. This is not,
right.
You don't teleport. You're not a wizard. You're not a wizard. You're not a hairy wizard.
I am not a hairy wizard.
But after tromping through the woods for a little while, Miri takes some time to enjoy the crisp forest air.
Aside from the sense of piss and blood. But she's
It's not that pervasive. She's not a bloodhound. She's not part.
I mean, she's a fighter. She could be.
Imagine that scene in Lord of the Rings where Gimli licks that leaf in Fangor. Orc blood.
It's more like the
eyes
edgy
of
teen blood.
The eyes of a hawk and the ears of a fox. The dwarfs breathe so loudly we could have shot him in the dark. Sorry. She enjoys the crisp air. She takes a second to sit down and enjoy herself as the warm autumn sun comes down on her. And she's no longer in that horrible crypt with all the horrible dead people.
Yeah.
She comes across a small creek, or creek, depending on what part of the world you're from. And she takes a moment to wash herself.
And she basically purges the rest of the whatever she has in her with some water.
Yeah. She washes her face, she washes her hands, gets the grime off of her. The water a little in where she's at turns a little bit black because she also washes the soot off of her body after she, burnt it down.
To be fair, it was a Sweeney Todd crypt of human meat pies that should never...
Oh, no, she's fully justified. I'm just saying she was very dirty when she was done.
Yes, now she is sparkly clean.
Yes. Sparkle! Are you just gonna kind of just keep following?
Yeah, she's determined.
Blood and or urine.
She's stubborn, and she wants to hunt that brat down, and she also is carrying a bag full of evidence of what happened that she would like to turn in somewhere. So she's looking for life.
She's got quest items.
She totally does have quest items, yeah.
She has quest items, yeah.
Like, she can't even drop them, and when she tries to, it just appears back in her bag. She's like,
Yeah,
fuck.
it's like, you cannot destroy this item. This item is tied to the...
Like, strange orange glow around it, you know?
This item is tied to the quest. What the fuck was that? So, after about an hour of travel, Miri hears, the sounds of civilization.
Oh my
And
god.
she thinks she's made it back for a moment, back to the town that she came from. She hurries
finally.
through the woods, and she bursts through the clearing, and it's not the town that she came from. It is a collection of 5 buildings, and a tent, and a watchtower.
That is not a town.
It is not a town.
That's like a...
It's barely a hamlet.
It's like a... Yeah, I mean, it's like what you'd expect in the woods of, like, some redneckville place.
Now, the watchtower is completely unoccupied. You come in from the near the road, near the watchtower.
On the right or
on the
right
right
of it?
On the right of it.
Okay.
On the right of it, if the tent is not towards the bottom of the map.
Should I place my...
You can if you would like. I'm going to kind of, while you're doing stuff, I'm going to occupy myself here and there with building out this little...
Yeah, describe for me.
So, there's the watchtower. It has definitely fallen into disuse in recent years. There is nobody manning it. On the ladder, there's several rungs that are missing. Probably not even safe to go up in that tower anymore. It may or may not be infested with termites.
Ew.
Now, this town...
Wait, does it look like this place has been around for a long time, or...
It has. This village is kind of a...
It reminds me of like those old mining villages that have been abandoned after they ran
That's
out of...
essentially what it is, because during the boom of the town that you came from, the town being called Rastigan, this place was a much bigger village. However, when Rastigan went ahead and gained its independence from the northern kingdoms, and Rastigan became its own sort of political power, this place just kind of fell into disuse.
Okay.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
It's abandoned.
It was not essentially. It was abandoned except for the hardcore people that are like, "This is my land, and you get out of here, damn kids and whatnot."
Right.
This place, if it was in real life, this place wouldn't even have a postal code.
So kind of like the towns in Alaska where I grew up, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because there's nothing out this way anymore. The age of exploration and mapping the places around Rastigan, that's all over. People much, much older than you did that a long time ago. But this place is still somewhere to maybe rest your head when you are journeying to much more interesting places.
Okay, so like a pit stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you see is what you get. There's three houses. The houses, you know that boat problem, like if this boat was called whatever and you took all of the pieces off, is it still that boat after you've replaced everything about it?
I mean, that's very deep of you.
Yeah, the point that I'm getting across is, are these buildings even the original buildings? Because they have been repaired and parts have been replaced so often that you can tell where the side wall was replaced during a winter, where it was still connected to the original side wall. The woods are two completely different colors.
Do I see any signs of recent life?
You do. There are people here, and there's a small little market where you see those red and green colored tents where there are people that are.
There's like 5 houses. Like they're just selling their goods to themselves, or
They're
like
selling their goods to each other. Yeah.
But there's like 5 of them.
Yeah.
But they have market.
They have a little market in which they're selling to each other, and the lone adventurer that just came out of a bloody crypt, that just so happens to maybe come along.
Uh-huh. I see. Okay, really quick question. Have I had enough of a rest? I think I only need a short rest to be at full health.
No, you do not. You have not had a chance to long rest to be able to replenish your hit points.
Oh, right. What about okay? But as a fighter, don't I only need a short? Do I need a short
Short
rest?
rests don't exist in Pathfinder. There's no such thing.
Oh crap! I forget.
Yeah. You.
I thought you could short rest. My bad.
No.
We've been like back and forth, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so my health is I think was 46 out of 57. Or yeah.
There's a little pond. Again, this pond may have been at one point bigger because you can tell that the water table may have been much higher at one point in this area, and this was maybe a source of, whatever, landmark, fish trade, whatever. The only thing that is that this place that anybody would come out here regularly for is because it is closer to the water than Rastigan, so it is a good place to find cheap, reliable sources of food for your family.
Right.
Because Rastigan and the southern kingdoms experience some really, really awful winters.
Okay.
So there's like in the little market, there's a gathering of people that are just kind of they're literally selling their wares to each other. They have their own little stalls, but like somebody will leave their stall and tell like their little boy or little girl like, hey, I need you to watch the stall for a little bit, and they'll grab a basket and visit the other stalls and get what they need and pay or trade or barter or whatever, and then go back, and then somebody else will be like, oh shit, it's my turn, and then go do that.
Do I see other people there right now?
Yeah, there's the market is in full swing in this. There's a group of the townsfolk. They're all really.
How many people are there here?
You count 8. You count 8 elderly adults. 2 adults probably either at the very end of their teenage years and the very early beginnings of their 20s.
Okay.
And then you see a gaggle of like 6 kids. So all told, there's maybe 16 people.
So I see a bunch of kids, but I don't see anybody of like childbearing age, really.
Correct.
That's weird.
It's not weird when you know that when Rastigan gained its independence from the Northern Kingdoms, everybody of fighting age and of wanting to prove their worth age left and went to go to Rastigan and
stitch their kids here.
And they left them with their grandparents and either never came back
Wow.
or they found something more fulfilling than being a parent.
Jeez,
It's an unfortunate reality of Rastigan.
So many abandoned children.